What is up, YouTube? Happy Vlogmas Day 6, and I hope that you guys are having an amazing Tuesday. In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys my day-to-day makeup routine, what I do on a day-to-day basis, not always, but most of the days. I'm going to show you what products I use, how I apply them, and how I apply my lashes, because I know that can get confusing and I've had a few questions about how I do all that. So I figured I would do that today for you guys because it is time to put on my face. So let's go do this. I totally need to come up with a new like outro, like, hey, let's go do this. I don't know. Let's go. Alright guys, so step one, what I always do is I turn on music first. And right now, it's Christmas time, so I'm putting on Christmas music. And step two, you have a little dance party. It's the most wonderful time of the year. If you don't have a dance party, then you're lying to yourself, because I know everyone does that. They just don't really want to come out with it. They don't want to admit they do those things, but it's okay. Okay, time to get serious. So for my makeup routine, guys, I have on some moisturizer, and my face for some reason is just getting like a lot of texture. I don't know if you can tell at all, but I don't know what it is. I mean, it is the time of the month, so that can be like a huge part of it, but I don't know what it is. So I'm thinking of trying the brand Glam Glow for like some face masks or like their moisturizer or something like that. So I don't know. I'm gonna try that out and I'll let you guys know. And I've never had like a very like textured face or anything like that, so this is really abnormal for me. But I'm gonna go ahead and try that kind of stuff, but I'll let you know if it works out. But anyways, let's get to the makeup. So my first step is I apply my primer. Well, actually, I need to put some in my hair back. Okay, so first step is the primer, like I said, and I actually went to Sephora yesterday, but they didn't have the primer that I normally use, so I am out of that. I normally use the Smashbox the Smashbox hydrating one, but they were completely out of that one, and I didn't really want to buy another one because they are $42, but they're one of the best primers that I have found, because I have very, very dry skin. But she gave me a sample of, it's the Photo Finish. This is just a little sample that she gave me, but it's the Photo Finish Smashbox, and it is in the light, and it is oil free. So this is the first time I'm trying this one, actually. So we will see how this works. And you do not need that much. Like, this sample will probably last me like the rest of the week, which is kind of nice because, you know, it's busy out there right now. But I go ahead and just apply it to my face. I'm going to try to turn to you guys. So far this one is pretty moisturizing because I definitely need that. Yeah, so far it feels actually pretty good. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Now next for my day-to-day makeup after putting on the primer, it depends what you're doing. So I'll just give you a tip. If you're going to be putting like glittery eyeshadow or anything on like that, I suggest doing that first and then doing your foundation. But I'm not doing that because I'm just showing you guys my day-to-day makeup routine. So next I'm going to put on my foundation. Okay, so my favorite one is the Makeup Forever, the HD. I think it's a stick, yeah, whatever. But it's a brand new one. I was out because for a while, this is the other one I wanted to show you, is the Hourglass. It's one of their new foundations, and I actually liked it, but my skin, I don't know if it's just my skin personally, but it was just like sucking to it. Like it was just so drying to my skin, and my skin never used to be this way. So it's really great foundation though. I really did like it. It's just my skin, but it's a little bit more of a full coverage than this one, but this one I just put a few extra layers on. So this one you're going to apply with a beauty blender, and this one they do have a brush that comes with it. I don't have it, but you just use a brush. Like I was just using this brush. I don't know, but this one you don't apply with a beauty blender, but you can. I was doing it too to just make it a little more hydrating to the skin, but yeah, I don't think you're supposed to. But anyways, first actually get your beauty blender wet. And now, what you're going to do, this is what I do at least, is just make some stripes on your face. Hoping I got the right color. You just dab it on out. Just lightly against your face. It will blend itself out. But I really liked this foundation because it wasn't too drying to my skin. This one is not oil free, so if you do have oily skin, I don't know if your skin would like it too much, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you know because my skin is obviously changing just by the minute. Okay, so now I have applied my foundation. Next is I am going to do my concealer. So the one that I use, this is super hydrating concealer and really good full coverage, is the Naked, hopefully that's focusing, it's the Naked Urban Decay concealer. It is amazing. I really like it. I use Fair. Super good. So where I put it, let's see if I can do it towards you guys. Under my eyes, obviously. Bring it down the side of my nose. It's like I'm putting on my war paint, so. Down the middle of my nose, up top, right there, and on my chin. So this is where I put my concealer. Under my eyes, up top, on the nose, above the lip, and on my chin. Then you just take your beauty blender and softly blend it out, just soft dabs. And I bring it up to the top of my eyeball because I use that as my primer for eyeshadow instead of a primer for your eyes. And you want to make sure that you do your concealer first. I mean, I've just found this has worked for me. Unless you're doing glittery eyeshadow, don't put this on first. But by putting it on liquid foundation, and then if you want to put powder on, do that after. Because it's just going to go on a lot smoother. Just like when you put on your bronzer, if you want to put on a powder first to set your face and then put on a bronzer, it just goes on so much smoother. So now that this is blended out, I'm going to go ahead and set it. And I use the Laura Mercier. Shout out to my mom giving this to me, so I don't have to go buy it. But it's the translucent powder. So what I do is I dip my beauty blender into it, and then I go and set where I put my concealer. So I'll set my eyes so the eyeshadows can go on. And then next, what I like to do, I mean, this step probably is not necessary. You could set your whole face with this translucent powder if you wanted to. I've seen a lot of people do that. Sorry if you can hear my animals. But next I set it with Makeup Forever. It's just their powder foundation. Yeah, and it's the same color as this one. And I'm not sure if I told you guys the color I was in this, but this is Y365, or 1, 2, 3 equals Y365. So that is what I use in that. And this is the same thing, like same color, but this one is 140. But it's the same color. And it's exactly the same color. I just like the look of a little bit more coverage, I guess, to say the least, to set my face. And I don't go over where I put the concealer. I just go right down here because I want those spots to stay light. Okay, so I wasn't going to do eyeshadow, but I figured I would show you guys just kind of like a basic eye if you want to like bring out your eye color, which I do sometimes. So the main whatever these are, palettes that I use the Morphe 350 palette a lot. Has amazing warm shades if you are into that. I definitely recommend this palette. I love it, love it, love, love it. And I still have the first Naked palette, still the first one. I always use, probably every single day for like a natural eye, I use Naked and Buck. Okay, so for today, I'm just gonna kind of do basic, what I do almost every single day. I always take Naked first, and this is just kind of like an angled brush. It's a little bit poofier. To compare for you guys, I have a thing full of brushes, but I don't even use them all because I don't understand them, half of them. But let me see if I can compare it for you guys. Hopefully you can see this in the camera. But that one's a little bit thinner. I like this thick one just because it just gets all over and in the crease and up above a little bit. But if I wanted to go in for something a little bit smokier to get really into the crease, I would definitely use this thinner one. But for today, we are going to use this thicker angled eyeshadow brush. Use Naked, the lighter brown. Just kind of tap off the axis. And let's see if I can do this way. So I'm gonna look over here. Oh man, I look crazy in there. Okay. I'm gonna go in the crease. And then once I have the majority of the product in the crease, I'm going to start slightly going up. And this one this color I bring kind of in the inner a little bit and just all around. I just don't put it on the lid. It's not going on the lid, but it's in the crease and I bring it up a smidgen as well. Hopefully you guys can tell. So that's what I do, and then I'm gonna do the same exact thing to the other eye. And honestly, like, I used to suck at doing eyeshadow. I really did, and I'm still not that good. But the key is just to keep blending. Keep blending. So now the next colors, I am going to use Buck, just a little bit darker of a color. This one's going to be definitely a little bit more in the crease, and I am just going to use the same brush. And I don't have that much product on there now, as you can tell, but there will still be a lot that goes on my eyeball. So let's see, stay a little bit more in the crease, directly in the crease. And this one I don't bring all the way over to the inner corner of my eye. I'm stopping about the middle right here, and then as soon as most of the product is off of the brush, then I will kind of start blending it out into the inner corner of my eye. Just always start with a little amount, and then you can always go back for more, because if you start with too much, then you gotta start over, and that sucks. So I'm just going to add just maybe a smidgen more, not a whole lot, because this is going to be just a really natural eye. Perfect. Can you tell the difference? So this was just a little bit darker, and I kept it on the outside, and now I'm going to do the other eye. And then now that I have most of the eyeshadow off of the brush, I'm going to blend it to the inner corner a little bit. Alrighty, so that is done. Okay, so the two colors I'm going to use on my lid are going to be this one right here and that one right there. And I wanted to show you guys a tip that you can do instead of going to the makeup store and buying, I think it's like Fix Plus that I've seen some makeup artists use to make a shadow more bright, more sparkly, just a little bit more pigmented. You can use contact solution, and you do not need much. And I don't wear contacts or glasses, but my husband does, so I take it. But oh, I didn't use this. Gosh dang it. Didn't want to use that brush. But what you can do is you just dip your brush into the contact solution, and then you put it right into the shadow. It's not going to ruin your shadows, I promise. Been doing this for a while. And it's going to become a lot more pigmented already on the brush. If you just want it to brighten it up a little bit. Just dab this onto my eyelid. So I'm just going to dab it on there. And if you just need to blend it out some, okay, there it is. Just because I kind of got it up a little bit too much in the crease, I'm just going to take that same brush I was using before and just kind of blend it out a little bit. And now we're good to go. So if you want to add more, you definitely can. But for a natural eye for me, honestly, this is pretty darn good. I don't need a whole lot more. Okay, so eyeshadow is complete. Something very natural, something you can wear pretty much anywhere. In a minute, I will add some stuff that I want up on top of my brows. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and do liner. I used to order Ipsy, I think it was called, and I used to order that and get makeup all the time, and a liner came in it, and I don't even know what liner this is, so sorry. But one of my favorite liners, once this is out, that I'm going to go back and get is the Benefit one. It's angled and it scrolls up, and it's a liquid liner, and I absolutely loved it because it's perfect if you aren't good at like the cat eye. Like, I'm not very good. I'm getting better, but I'm not like the best. So I would suggest getting that liner. Okay, so I put on my liner and I just put on my mascara, and the one I've been using is just the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon in Carbon Black. So how to put on lashes. My tips and tricks with that. I have a little bit smaller eyeballs. It's weird, I know, but my eyes never fit on the lash line properly. Like, I always have to cut them. So to make them fit your eyes, if you're having trouble with getting it to fit on your eyeball, you can cut it a little bit, which I already have some prepared, so I am just going to use those. Is you would just take the lash, and there's normally an inner, like for the inner corner, and there's an outer side. I always cut the lash like this one. Hope you can see. This is Scarlet. I don't want to cut the outside because that is beautiful. We are not cutting that off. So I cut just a little bit on the inside because the inside doesn't matter a whole lot. We want that beautiful cat eye on the outside. So I'm not going to cut the outside of that. Today what I'm going to use my Huda Beauty lashes, and these are the ones Scarlet that I was talking about in my November favorites video. Absolutely love them. So what I do is, normally I see a lot of people like just carefully put the glue on these lashes, and I don't know how they do that because this glue goes everywhere for me. So what I do, my trick is put the glue on a Q-tip. Put it on a Q-tip. You don't need a whole lot. And then I just stick it on the lash. I just put a little extra on the corners because for me, I kind of get watery eyes sometimes, so it might tend to lift, but if I put a little extra on the corners, it won't. Now, I've seen people put these on with tweezers, which I have done before, but I'm always scared I'm gonna like poke my eye out. So these are already kind of fitted to my eyes. Now, if you're putting on lashes that are not fitted to your eyes yet, all you gotta do is just cut it to fit your eye. Before putting on the glue, you gotta cut it and have it fit your eye. But then once you get the glue on it, you will mold it to your eye and kind of let it dry a little bit before molding it. Otherwise, you're gonna see that the glue will like stick to your fingers and you're like pulling off your lash and stuff like that. So I suggest just kind of setting it on your eye, let it dry a little bit while you're putting on the other one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna stick it on my eyeball. And like I said, this one's already kind of molded, and I'm going to do the best I can trying to show you on camera. It is going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm just going to stick it on. No, I'm just going to kind of let that dry a little bit. It's not exactly where I want it yet right now. I'm going to stick on the other one. And I just kind of squeeze them, lift them a little bit. Lift. Let that one dry a little bit, go back to the other one, push in the corner, and that's that. Okay, so now that I have my lashes on, eyeshadow's done, I'm going to add some eyeshadow to the bottom of my eye just a little bit. And to just make my eyes pop a little bit more, I am going to put eyeliner on the inside, but I'm going to take a pencil brush and kind of blend it down a little bit with the darkest shadow that I used. So, or a darker shadow if I want it to just pop a little bit more. Because if you just leave it on the inner, gosh dang it. If you just leave it on your waterline, sometimes it can make your eyes appear smaller. So that's why I put eyeshadow on the bottom so that my eyes appear bigger. Okay, so I went ahead and put on mascara on the bottom, and I just slightly put it on the bottom of the lashes just to kind of blend my lashes and the false lashes together. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my brows. And the thing that I use for brows, which this is the best brow pencil around, I swear, it has made it so easy for me, and I used to suck at doing my brows, and I use the Anastasia, however you want to say it, the brow definer, yeah, in medium brown, which a lot of people use these now. But the way I do it is I brush up my brows first. Now, the best thing about it is because it's angled. Amazing! So now what I do is I start about in the middle right here, and I kind of just draw a line, a light line. Don't press too hard. And then I bring it down. And then I kind of just go up, start filling it in. And then just blend it out that line. Okay, brows are done, looking good. Now I'm going to add just a little highlight under the brow bone, and I'm using the Urban Decay Virgin. Absolutely love it for a little highlighter up there. So I'm just gonna put it right underneath. There we go. Eyes are done. Done. Bronzer. I use Hoola by Benefit, and what I've taught people, use an angled brush or a big one too. I like that. If you're going for a really bronzy look, you can use a bigger one too. But you make a 3 on one side and an E on the other side. So those are the guidelines you want to follow. So I'm going to go like this. Find it back there and bring it down. Don't go all the way to here. Stop about right there. Okay, and then you can just blend it out from there. I just bring what is left on the brush up to here. Bring it down and around. Right there. So for highlighter, I have 2 and I kind of mix them. I use Champagne Pop and I also use Opal, and they're from Becca. I stick it on about right here in the middle. If you want to bring it to the apples of your cheeks, totally fine. It's just going to be a little bit more shinier, but I totally like that look. I love highlighter. I put a lot on. Just how I do it. And then I put some on bridge of my nose, up above the brow, and on my cupid's bow, and right on my chin. And then I use blush last because it helps kind of just blend that out together. So I use Rockstar from Benefit. Alright guys, and that is the final step. Well, put on some lip gloss. This is NARS. It is Turkish Delight. So I'm just going to stick on a little bit of this. And we're done. That is like my basic look, kind of my go-to a lot of the times. So that's what I do. But this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you are having a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want to see more beauty tips, don't hesitate to ask. Comment below. I love you guys so much. And I will see you tomorrow for Vlogmas 7, which is going to be healthy desserts. I'm super excited to share them with you. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.